peeps! So some things have started to happen with my orchids, and I figured, well, seeing as it's been a while since I've done any sort of proper update on them, I figured why not do one now, seeing as there's stuff to show off. So I'm going to get them down one at a time so I can talk about them and show them to you properly. But the first thing you'll notice straight away is that I've got a whole lot less orchids than I originally started with. So I've only got 6 now. And the reason for that is because I wanted to make room for other types of plants. And I'm happy with 6 because they don't take much resources. I don't have to buy a stupid amount of orchid bark or spend a stupid amount of time maintaining them. I think 6 is a good balance with all the other plants I've got, so I don't think I'm going to be getting any more because they're all pretty much at a good healthy state, as you'll see as we go through them. So let's get started. So we'll start with my mini Phalaenopsis because this one isn't really doing much, so this one's kind of boring one. I just gave it some water and fertilizer today, but yeah, it's healthy, it's throwing out some roots. Can't really see any in the bottom, but you know, they're there. Yeah, it's not putting out a spike, it's putting out some roots, and it's just being. So yeah, there's not really much to tell on this one. So that's my mini Phal. So this one's definitely more exciting, and you can see why straight away. And that's because Raisins is putting out a flower spike, so I'm going to have to get a orchid cane in there pretty soon so I can stake it up and it doesn't go all floppy and wild on me. But I'm really looking forward to seeing flowers on this one because it got into quite a state and pretty much lost nearly all of its roots and leaves, and I had to revive it, and it's bounced back very well. You know, he's got a lot of roots, he's got a lot of leaves again. His roots are happy and healthy. And he's putting out a strong looking flower spike. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say that Raisins is a very happy orchid. And I'm really happy to see I'm going to have flowers this winter, and hopefully they last for quite some months. Now this one is my latest rescue, and when I got it, it was a severely dehydrated orchid, but it seems to be bouncing back. It's, well, straight away you can see it just had this one leaf here and some of these roots at the top here, but the rest of the roots at the bottom were completely shriveled. But it was in a salvageable state, so it's put out a first new leaf here, which is kind of tiny and curly, but it's a new leaf, so hopefully it starts putting out more leaves. But it has been throwing out, hang on if I can, new roots, and they look really healthy. So I think it's safe to say that this orchid has been rescued and it's saved and it's on the road to recovery. So I just hope it starts putting out some new leaves pretty soon so it can start looking a little bit more happy and healthier. But yeah, I'm really happy with the progress on this one so far, so yay! Okay, so this one is an unnamed orchid. I never really thought of a name for him, but it's the white one with purple freckles. And yeah, he's not putting out a flower spike at the moment, but he's happy. He's got lots of roots. I don't think you can see any through the pot at the moment, but he does have lots of roots, as you can see at the top. Putting out a nice new leaf here. Like I said, no flower spike as of yet, but maybe that might happen a bit later. But yeah, it's a happy, healthy orchid. Flowers are always nice, but they're not necessary. As long as they're happy and healthy, that's what I like to see. So other than that, not really much of an update on this one. Okay, so this one is Orco, my OG orchid, and this one has got some really strong healthy roots going on. Oh, it's quite heavy. Hang on, there we go. You can see it has lots and lots of roots. I'm going to put that back in because he's still dripping a bit of water from the watering I gave them earlier. But as you can see, it's putting out very, very healthy roots. But under this new one here, it's not going to focus. But you can see there's, there we go. There's a little green lump just under the root. That's the beginning of a spike. So Orco is going to give me flowers this winter as well. So once my orchids have bloomed, I'll have to do an update video on those. So I'm really happy to see Orco giving me flowers this year. It's been a while. And last but not least, we have Loopy. And Loopy is doing great. I mean, straight away you can see how amazingly strong and firm the leaves are looking. The roots, thick, happy, lush, green, and plentiful. So Loopy is really happy, and to make things even cooler, it's giving off a spike. Now by the looks of it, it's kind of a thin, weak looking spike because it's a secondary spike coming out of this old spike here. But I think this is a good example to tell you why, when you cut down a spent flower spike, why it's important for you to cut it down to at least the second node or the last node, because the lower the growth comes from, the more stronger it will be, but the more higher up it comes, generally it will be quite weak and scrawny looking. So if you want a strong secondary spike as a regrowth, cut to the second or the last node. So there's a little tip for you. So Loopy is really doing well, and I'm so thrilled that all of my orchids have bounced back, because they did take a little bit of a turn for the worst. But I find now that I've gotten rid of some and lessened my collection, I have more time to focus on the smaller number that I have and make sure that they're all happy, they're all healthy, and it seems to be doing better because a lot of my plants are just very easy, low maintenance ones, and that suits me just fine. You know what, I'm going to have to do a whole video about why I've got such easy, low maintenance ones, because that's a whole rant / talk in itself. So I'll see about getting around to doing that. Anyway, so that's Loopy, and that's all of my orchids. So I'm just going to pop him back now. So there you have it, guys. That's how all of my orchids are doing at the moment. And I hope you enjoyed the update and learned something or at the very least enjoyed hearing me ramble about them. So yeah, I'll end the video there. Thanks for watching. As always, it's much appreciated. Much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.